Welcome back to my countdown of my favourite 100 albums of the 1990s. I have put a reminder of what we had last time in the background for no other reason but it looks slightly tidier than the mess that's behind it. So we will be covering 90 through to 81 in this video, and my last video, I worked it out, was watched by 0.006% of the population of the world. That's pretty good going in my head. I rounded it down because it was like 0.0000612 blah 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 blah. It was getting a bit pie-like. Wasn't going to start saying that. I couldn't be accurate, so I justified rounding down because there's probably been some births since I worked that total out. But 0.006% of the population of the world. That's how easily impressed I am. Which shouldn't reflect badly on my choices of records for my top 100. Right, so I shall continue with my number 90 favourite album of the 90s. That's got to deserve a prize in itself for Black Box and Dreamland. Biggest hit was in the 80s from this album, but then all the others that came off the album were in the 90s, so I Don't Know Anybody Else, Everybody, Fantasy, Strike It Up, and Open Your Eyes, which wasn't a hit but it's a great song. And also there's the mega mix, as the dance bands did at the time. Few hits, mega mix, few more hits, no more mega mix. So you always had a mega mix without all the songs on it. Regardless, here we have Black Box, Dreamland, and one of my favourite things about this album is the colour scheme. I'm not even kidding, it's great. Eye-catching. My favourite track off this album would be, well, it's got to be Ride on Time, hasn't it? I did consider, and I've only just remembered this now, having the CD single of the song that was my favourite single off the album, but obviously I have blown that. Maybe the next video if people are interested. But yeah, Dreamland, 90, Right on Time. And if I was to pick one that was a hit in the 90s, I'd probably go for Strike It Up after that. Okay, so 89, Faithless Reverence from 1995. And I remember hearing the first song I ever heard off this on the Pete Tong dance show back in 95. And it was Solveig, and I used to write down in one of those ring-bound notepads all the songs I wanted to buy, but I could never hear them properly because there was no internet in those days. Well, there probably was, but I didn't use it. So I was looking for a song called Silvermaya, like as in a Mayan person from Central America, made out of silver. I didn't find it for a while, but then I found Silvermaya and I listened to it, and it's like, this is not anything like what I remember, because they had a radio edit that was all chilled out, and then the big epic one that makes this album. Do, 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 do. And if you've never seen Faithless live, that's just an epic moment. You jumping up and down. It's starting to be slightly threatening that I've got these hands coming towards my face. It's like something from a Japanese horror film. It's going to just suddenly come out and go. Anyway, so Faithless Reverence from 95 is my 89th favourite album of the 90s. And my favourite track of this is Solveig. And we all know Insomnia. I don't need to talk about Insomnia. You know what Insomnia goes like. 88. Also might go well with Slightly Creepy. Janet covering her boob shot. I wonder if she specifically went for a I'm going to wear a lot of top on here to counteract what the Janet album cover was like. Anyway, Janet Jackson, The Velvet Rope is my 88th favourite album of the 90s. Only just got this one on vinyl. End of last year when they all got reissued. This is the burgundy colour. Well, you know what burgundy looks like, it's that colour. My favourite track of this would be... hang on a second. My favourite track of this is probably... Big Pause. Talk amongst yourselves. it's either gonna be Got Till It's Gone or Empty. I really like Empty. And I really like Free Zone on this as well. I'm gonna choose Empty as my favourite track of that. 87. Looking a little bit cold on the front cover of this album. Dina Carroll. Oh, shivering. Oh, so cold. She's wearing a coat, so she probably should be warmer. Strange album, this one, as it's like half and half, like proper dance classics and half ballads. I prefer the dance classics. I like the ballads. But it's a great listen from beginning to end, especially as the dance classics that are on here are pretty much top notch. Ain't No Man a Special Kind of Love in particular. Express is a great song. But my favourite track off this is Ain't No Man. And a really good video where everyone's walking towards it and missing the camera. There ain't no man makes me feel like you do. And she did that a lot. Watch it, you'll see. 80, 90, 80, 87, 86, 85, 85th. This, for me, I'd rather this was higher, but it's just Bassheads, Codes. Really great dance album. Really great cover. I love this cover. I love all Deconstruction cover art. Even the basic stuff, where it's just 2 colours and some writing. Love it. But I love this one. Look, the top of it is the bottom of that. I noticed. Whoever designed this, I noticed. The best track off this, well, everybody knows is there anybody out there? And all the songs are in like that. They're full length versions on here. My favourite track there is Back to the Old School. Specifically the point where the single edit usually ends and it fades out and it goes floaty and it goes bing and comes back in again. Listen to it. Bassheads, Back to the Old School, the album version. It's about 6.5 minutes long. Give it a listen. That bit is just one of the apexes of dance music. 85. Hang on, 84, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we're on track. 85. A Diva, Love or Lust. Now you weren't expecting that. Look at her holding up the side of the camera. It mustn't fall over. Now I really loved the Diva from her 80s album, A Diva. And then this got released afterwards, and it was released with I think the lead single was Ring My Bell with Moaning Love, which I was obsessed with and made everybody listen to, whether they wanted to or not. And then there was the cover of It Should Have Been Me, which wasn't a hit, but I still think it's a great dance track. And then what was the other one that was the single off this? Until You Come Back to Me. Ballad, it's alright. But Don't Let It Show on Your Face is my favourite track off this one, specifically the Perfecto remix. It's an absolute class dance track. But this has also got great album tracks on it as well. So the track Undercover Lover and No Need to Get Emotional in particular. Great. Her vocal delivery is brilliant. I don't know what word I was going to go for there. I was going to say incomparable, but she's comparable to all the other dance divas. But it's a diva. Right, I'm going to stop going on about a diva now. Right, no, I do actually remember specifically I used to go in Our Price on Market Street in Manchester in the days that I couldn't really afford to buy anything. I went in there with £2 and I could buy one thing. And I'd look at it on the shelf and go, look at that cover, I really want that album. And now I have it because I have money. 84 TLC fan mail. Just like you, they get lonely too. It took me a while to get into this one. But when I was into it, I really like it. And it's got the Silly Ho and Good at Being Bad, great tracks. I'm going to have to be predictable with this one and go for No Scrubs as my favourite track on this, because it's a great pop song. It's one of the best pop songs ever. 83, we're back in dance music territory, but Boss Drum by The Shamen is my 83rd favourite album of the 90s. And I got this on vinyl recently. I had the one I got a vinyl of the singles, which has got all the single edits on it, but I got this one again recently on vinyl, and all the mixes on this are brilliant. And what I forgot about was Re-Evolution, which is absolute drivel but really good at the same time. It's this guy just whittering on about experiences with drugs and how it's all quite amazing, and that's nothing like the voice that he does, but that in my head that's how it came out. My favourite track of this is LSI, and I like to make my friend Hannah laugh by going, love, sex, love. It's funny to her, it may not have been to you. 82nd favourite album. And we all know this album was disappointing on first listen, particularly after its amazing first single, Thank You. And then we're all like, does the rest of it sound like that? But look how happy I am. But it's still a great album. It's not Drag a Little Pill. We might have that one later in the countdown. Thank You is clearly the best song on this, but I do like So Pure a lot. What was the second single off this one? That was Joining You. But as an album, it's a great listen, and I sound like I'm doing it a disservice. I'm not doing it a disservice, it's just that's what my mind thought when I bought this back in 1998, 22 years ago. Jeepers. And even older, 81, this crab released an album. Somebody saw this crab on a beach and said he looks like he can sing, and this crab did an album, and then Keith Flint mimed it for the videos, but it's this crab that sings it. Prodigy, Fat of the Land. A lot of people know this album. I'm obsessed with this crab now. Scuttle. It entertains me. My favourite track off this album, because you've got Firestarter and Breathe are quite ubiquitous, but are we allowed to... Oh God, it's going for my eye! No, it's alright. Are we allowed to like Smack My Bitch Up? Because I like Smack My Bitch Up quite a lot. I mean, I would never actually follow the instruction on the video. No, I wouldn't. 81st favourite album of the 90s. Prodigy, Fat of the Land, Pinceroo Crab. Probably made far too much of the crab on that one. Never mind, the crab is great. So that's 93 to 81. I didn't fluff the numbers, always a bonus. Danny, Kathy, and I'm going to say Jenny, because Lynn probably wouldn't approve of this at all approve of this video.